What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I thought I finish everything I had before on my talking points with the previous live on how social media shapes our dating preferences and what we really believe as far as female nature and everything else, guys. So if you're new here, again, my name is KT. I've been coaching you guys for the past 6 or 7 years now, and it's been amazing to have a better understanding of everything that's going on with you guys and the dating market, and also creating a lot of transformations, and it all starts from the way you see things, your perception, the way you see things. And when consuming content like this, it's important we separate the differences with what's content and what's reality, because I can tell you guys firsthand, I've been telling you guys raw, uncut, practical advice. That stuff doesn't get views. That stuff YouTube doesn't promote. They promote strong, ridiculous, emotionally striking content. Alright, guys. So setting away the differences on that will help you guys get far in the dating game, and I'm going to continue my thoughts on this video. So without further ado, we're going to jump back in.
Stupid shit like, oh, well, there's someone out there for me. No, bitch. No, there's not. You want a guy making $100,000, $200,000 per year? He's going to want something in return a lot of the times. Yeah. Right. So that's where the disconnect is. Like, they think no matter how deplorable my behavior, I still deserve a top 1% guy. And that right there is like the main reason why we have such a disconnect in the dating marketplace. Women's standards are too damn high, and men don't vet women properly. And that's why we have this, asymmetrical, fucked up dating marketplace.
Yeah, I see what you mean. All right, thank you.
All right, who's up next? Again, bring back slut shaming as a topic, guys, or Israel is not our greatest ally / a threat to America.
Hey, how are you?
What's up?
Super quick question.
And that's another funny thing. These guys are talking about military decisions, political decisions. These guys are not in Congress. They're not working in Washington, D.C. All right, these guys are not attorneys. They're not placed in position where they have opinions on these matters. Guys, stay out of politics, and this is a clear sign that these guys are strictly out for just content, guys.
Yo, you just mentioned that. I just want to go back to what you were just talking about. I feel like with what you said is that women already know that no matter what they do, there's always a guy for them. So wouldn't that be males? Like, it wouldn't be like our fault, the fact that women can act like this and still get a man? Because if you think about it, like, even like the worst type of woman can still find a man, but the worst type of man will never find himself a girl. So wouldn't it be our fault and not theirs that we're kind of like, we're the reason why it's built like this, the system itself?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a fantastic point, right? Like, lower status men are going to take whatever they can get, right?
Exactly.
But even though this...
I don't think you have to be necessarily low status. You could just be a guy. I mean, you'll be surprised, guys. Just traveling, the amount of success some of you guys have. Like, I met NFL players, literally. I've been in rooms with pro athletes, basketball players. Some of you guys are in high corporate positions. I'm seeing supercars you guys hop out of, and you guys are taking average chicks, man. Average. You don't have to be a low status, miserable guy to have low standards. You just have to be super low confident and boring, and then you're gonna suck with chicks. It's that simple.
This isn't really a good thing, I guess. Female hypergamy disqualifies those guys. Does that make sense? So, like, even if she's a 304, I think men need to understand that women are unaware of their sexual market value, right?
Well,
so,
I agree, yeah.
Like the problem is that, here's the disconnect. So women always peg themselves 3 to 5 points above where they actually are. So
exactly.
a girl that's a 5...
we allow them to do that.
Yes.
Guys, chicks are so smart. Women are so smart. And I said this in my last life. It's like from the age of, say, even 10 or 11 years old, they begin to develop social skills, dating skills. Okay, by the time they're 20 years old, they've had thousands of reference experiences. These pedophiles and perverts and all these strange men, they're hitting up these very underage chicks, man, and making their pursuits. They're staring at these are, I don't want to touch too much on it, but if you guys know, if you know. So from a very young age, by the time she's 22, man, she's already got about 10 years worth of reference experiences of how to handle guys, how to reject a guy, how to decipher a creep versus a guy who's really good at it and smooth, right? How to go on a date and be calm, or anything, right? Everything when it comes to relationships and dating, they have roughly 10 years worth of real reference experience.
So it's our fault.
But here's the thing. Yeah, we allow them to do that, but the way it corrects itself is she will realize that she can't keep the higher status guys. Does that make sense? So the losers will go after her. She'll be like, oh, yes, I love it. But then she'll start to realize.
Once again, like I said, I've seen average chicks, guys, 6s and 7s in Ferraris, guys, making their way to the top of the podium in some of these rooms because it's game. It's game, guys. Knowing how to talk to a man, knowing what he wants, knowing where to go and position yourself, knowing how to dress. Some chicks have game, ruthless game, and I was just out one night. I think it was last month. Just average, literally, like fat, average chick stopped the guy in a Corvette, like literally, and she gave him her Instagram or number. I'm just like, what the hell is this, man? You'll be surprised, man.
And they typically don't realize until they're in their 30s, the higher status guys, the guys that they actually want, don't want to be with them. They can only get sex from those higher status guys. They can't get commitment from those higher status guys.
But she still ends up with a guy, though. If you take a loser dude, he ends up being lonely for the rest of his life.
I know.
And she still ends up being with somebody.
I see what you're saying. They at least get a relationship, but they're always going to be miserable because the problem with women is hypergamy is based in doubt. So since they're never going to be satisfied, they'll have that guy as I call that a placeholder boyfriend. They'll have the placeholder boyfriend, right?
Okay,
that's
but they
the
still have
phenomenon.
one.
I call the placeholder boyfriend phenomenon.
Okay.
He'll be there, but she's never going to be satisfied.
But I feel like as long as they have that, nothing's going to change. Why would they change?
Like, some of this stuff is true, but he's getting it second or third, fourth, fifth hand. This is not direct experience, and if it is, it's very little. Because like I said, it's gray. This is gray area. Dating is gray. Life is gray. Nothing is black and white as they're reporting it is. It's not this or that. You have to look at everything as a whole and consider all the circumstances and variables involved to then make that informed decision. Because you can just tell how he's talking. It's not necessarily first-hand experience. It's like, I teach you guys how to get matches, how to get dates, how to run a date, how to close, how to keep her around, how to handle things in the bedroom, conversations, whatever, right? Your first few weeks, days, months, years, it's going to be just like this. Because you believe in what I taught you, what I'm telling you, you're going in that direction, but it's not fully in you yet. It's information, it's not knowledge. Information converts into knowledge once you get that first experience. But once it's there, like I told you, I showed you guys in the last life, that guy who was talking and walked off on Myron, he was a real G. He was a real homie who done lived this, and he know what's up. He know the game, and he walked off because you can tell the way he carried himself and the look in his eyes. He's lived it. He has the knowledge. This is something you can tell is second or third, fourth hand. Came from a book. Came from a guy like Dan Brazilian or Tate. It came from these guys, and he believes it. Oh yeah, I believe it, but I haven't really truly experienced it. Maybe a couple, but it's not fully in my heart. I don't live and breathe what I'm saying.
I mean, they're not satisfied, but they're still going to stay there because
No, that's a valid point.
So
and I
how do
agree
we
with
even
that.
change that?
This is where guys like me come in, guys like Tate come in. This is where we come in and we wake guys up and say, look, bro, like this is what the new normal is.
But don't you think the problem is also like going back to what you said before that when you were talking to my friend? Don't you think the actual problem comes from parenthood, the way these girls are raised? Because I feel
Yes.
like girls don't just become sluts for no reason.
No, I'm glad you said that. So a big part of this with the slut shaming is that will force the family unit back.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to take responsibility as men as well.
For sure.
Because if a daughter's raised a certain way and she becomes a slut, I would say it wouldn't just be the mother's responsibility. So we have to lay that
No,
back.
it's the father's responsibility.
Exactly.
I've said it a million times. Good dads keep their daughters off stripper poles and sons out of jail.
So wouldn't the solution to all of this be to just become better fathers for us?
Yeah, they'll stop the simping and become better fathers. I agree. Yeah.
So you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so those.
I've
are the
always
two
had that
things.
position that the nuclear family is the backbone, and then everything stems from there.
Because I think the best way to find a solution for something is to find the fault in it, like our fault. Because
There you go. He know what's up. I mean, he's following. Once again, he's not like the guy in the last life I had, where he was a straight killer. Like he knew what's up. He's listening to the right people. He has a good understanding. He's taking the right path, but he hasn't truly lived it yet. I agree with him. We have to take accountability because who are women learning this from? Yeah, they're learning it from other girls, but who are those girls learning it from? They're learning from Drake, Future. They're learning it from the rappers, the Baby, Lil Wayne. They're learning it from the music, the culture, the movies. Okay, this is where they're learning it from. The high status men are telling these chicks to tell your boyfriend it's a girls trip. Okay, they're telling these girls no feelings, only catch flights, not feelings. You know, they're making these memes. It's the men behind this, guys. It's the men. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've witnessed and been in a lot of situations where I've seen directly the men correlate, orchestrate, set up a lot of these behaviors from the chicks because they're the aggressors, they're the enforcers.
if you stop back and you try to fix something yourself, that's how you can get a better solution.
but also keep in mind that there's only so much that we can do too, right?
But aren't we like half of the reason why these people grow up the way they are?
There you go. Say it, homie. You know what's up. He's listening to the right people. You know, he's there. He know what's going on. But understand, Myron, he has a channel. He has something to. He has money to make. He has a position to take.
we are a
And if
portion.
men are like the head of the family, aren't they
We're definitely
mainly
a portion,
responsible?
but remember, it's not 1955. It's 2025. Like women actually have
But what
more.
changed? Why can't men still do the same thing that they did back then?
Because women have more access, and we live in an egalitarian society. I would argue women have more rights and privileges than you.
There, guys, I have more access than some women. Not all women, of course, but like when I was at the top level a couple of years ago, and I can, I'm at the top level. I can literally make one decision and be like have more options than the average chick. It's overwhelming. It's insane. And the guys who are on the channel watching this live, if you know, guys who signed up to work with me and been around in the groups and seen the stuff I post, like it's out of control, man. You can have more options than the average chick if you set up your online image the right way. It gets out of control.
You do now.
Really? Like
100%.
what?
Okay.
Like what?
She can get pregnant, right, and decide if the baby lives or not. You don't. And then she could make you pay money to her based on her decision.
That's
a big one.
Situational.
That's a big one, right? They get the ability to go apply for a job and get preferential treatment because she's a female. They're able to go ahead and apply for certain civil service jobs and not meet the requirements at a lower level. So, I see what you're saying. Like we should be acting like we're the better ones, but what I'm telling you is that society has not acknowledged that. And I would argue we've overcorrected to the point where women have more rights and privileges than men nowadays.
So how do we go about changing that? Because I mean, just talking about it is not going to solve the problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got to put people like me in office, bro. Put the women back in the kitchen.
I see.
You need
Okay.
honest politicians that are realists. You need people that are gonna go ahead and like really identify the problems, not be scared about the political correctness, and call it like it is. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think women should vote. I think we should make them damn near second-class citizens, because the reality is that they're not equal to us in any way, but they get all the same rights and privileges and everything else like that with almost none of the consequence. So
Okay.
I think what we need to do is get back to a situation, and you kind of said it, you're just not saying it like I am, because you said it, well, aren't we the men and we're supposed to be the leaders, and if the buck stops with us? Yeah, you're right. But for us to be able to take that responsibility, right, or take that power, we need to have the authority. And the problem is that you're calling for a certain level of authority that we don't have anymore.
But aren't women like rebellious creatures? And if we do something like
No,
that,
they're
it
not.
would only be worse?
No revolution was ever fought by women,
Okay.
ever.
So those were the 2 points I had. I'll be back if anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, good points, bro. Like, I agree, but like my thing is like, it starts with the men actually letting women know that they're different and they're not the same as us. I think if we start with blank slate equalism, that's where everything fails, because they're inherently not equal.
What do you mean? What's that term?
So we live in a society where men and women are 100% equal. That's that's where
really?
we start. That's where we start.
Okay.
Most people believe in blank slate equalism.
Do you think most people believe in
Most
that?
people believe in blank slate equalism, 100%. Yeah.
But I feel like if we would have asked all the people here, I feel like it would be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, say it, homie. Word. It's reality, and then there's content. He has, I mean, I don't want to spill too much, you know. I don't want to say too much, but bro has a team of people helping him put together these arguments, guys. Some of these channels can be really good at reporting things and making it seem true. It's like he said, we can ask everybody here right now. This is reality, right here, right now. Forget what you put together behind the scenes with your team. We're gonna ask everyone right here, right now. Bro know what he's talking about. And he, like I said, he doesn't have the knowledge, he has the information, he's going in the right path. But he knows what's up.
Blue pill society is, bro.
But are they the majority though?
I think a majority of guys think men and women are equal. Yeah,
Really?
100%.
Well, I can't really argue on that because it would be just like my opinion versus your opinion. But
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much. Though. I'll be back.
All right, man. All right, who's up next?
Yeah.
Bring back slut shaming or Israel's a threat to America.
Yeah,
Whichever one.
Bring back slut shaming. Yeah. Just want to get a little more detailed into what y'all are talking about. I guess I'm just like.
Hold on 1 sec, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, DPG. Yo.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, look, he's streaming too. Once again, this is content. Alright? Content. This isn't reality, this is content. So understand, people will skew certain things, people will exaggerate certain things because it will get viewership. Not because it's true and they have people's best interests. The main driving force is the viewership, which generates monetization and content. Alright, so there's a hidden motivator behind a lot of these talking points or thesis based on the gaps in what's being discussed, which can drive traffic, which can be monetized, which can generate income. Alright, I hate to spill it, but I'm looking out for you guys. I don't want you guys to be indirectly taught false beliefs and ruin your lives over some content. Like, I'm here fighting. I mean, there's a few coaches that I even know about who position the same way. It's like, hey guys, I hate to say it, like, we're not the most popular ones. We're not the ones with millions of views and, you know, on the home page all the time. It's the lower channels with the little views, because the algorithm does not push us as much, you know, because people like the truth and what's reality. It's not exciting, it's boring, it's straightforward, it's like, but content that can be twisted and exaggerated is fun, it's entertaining.
Yeah, like, yeah, please handle that, bro. Let's get him out of here. All right, sorry.
You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Go
Sweet,
ahead.
sweet. So I just get a little more detailed with the slut shaming. So I think men lead, right? We lead. And I know that you were kind of saying that it's not our fault that we're being simps or whatever because of how women treat us, right? I'm kind of like, if men just, for instance, I believe that, you know, we should only be having sex with one woman, right? What do you believe? Yeah.
I would tell you that's a strategy that would have worked 70 years ago, but it's not going to work anymore.
Why?
Strategy. Tell him. He looked like a follower of Christ. Tell him. Strategy. What you mean strategy? He's about to tell him something. He's about to tell him something. Let's hear it.
There's a multitude of reasons why. Well, tell me, how about this? Tell me why you think I should do that, and then I can go from there, because that I'll meet you where you're at. So why do you think I should do that?
So, like, I mean, if we're, you know, being patient, not, you know, going into our flesh, trying to have sex with every woman that, you know.
I knew it. He's a follower of Christ, guys. Listen. He's a follower. He's a believer. Tell him. Let's hear it.
Looks pretty. Women wouldn't have, you know, the ability to get what they want, right?
Are you approaching this from like a religious angle?
A little bit religious, yeah, but also like, if you be logical, like, if you're not, you know,
so let's go with the logical then.
Yeah,
if you're not approaching this from a religious standpoint,
we can go
so
logical
from a logical standpoint, the reason why that strategy isn't going to work is because women don't respect men that can't get laid. Now, this is a very ugly truth that women will never admit publicly.
Okay.
But the reality is that women don't respect men that can't fuck other girls.
Yeah. So what I noticed with women and men, the difference between women and men is women don't run their mouths. Women, I mean, they do, but not publicly. They don't give away game like that. And this is why I say they're very intelligent. They are actually far more intelligent than what the internet reports them to be. And specifically in some of these sides of the internet, there was a book actually written called The Female Brain, and how men compared to females are like autistic, and their levels of emotional intelligence and things like that. Women don't publicly share much of their game, if at all any. Notice these chicks, man, they don't have these big YouTube channels talking about, oh, how to get a guy to like you and how to get some money out of him. No, these chicks don't talk about stuff like that. If they do, it's in the group chat here and there, or when they having a little tea on bachelor night. They're not on the internet blasting this stuff away, but guys are. It's the dumb move.
And the reason for that, I'll explain. So the way women are attracted to men versus how men are attracted to women is completely fundamentally different.
Yeah.
Women want a guy that has other women. We want a girl that doesn't have other men. And women need to be with a guy that they can see with their own two eyes as social proof. So you might not necessarily have to go out there and actually fuck other women, but you need to be able to present the ability to do so if she doesn't do what she's supposed to do as your girl. Does that make sense? Because, and this is why I said we need to bring back slut shaming. This dovetails perfectly into my point. The industry that we had around women before.
Again, slut shaming is still around. It hasn't gone anywhere, guys. In reality, it's still here. Chicks are still calling other girls sluts, hoes. And guys, check this out. This is how I also agree with these last two guys, is you have men telling their wives and pushing their wives to engage in being a slut. Man, this stuff is strange. Like, if you know, you know. It's like I said, it's not.
Or to curb their promiscuity is gone. Religion, social shame, the church, the mosque, whatever it may be, all these social institutions have broken down. So what's left? Well, women can do whatever they want. And since they can do whatever they want, they get the guys that they want. And a lot of times the guys that they want might not be the best guy for them long term. Does that make sense?
It makes a little bit of sense, but if we could control ourselves and just not give in, I mean, the women aren't going to be able to have the power over us.
Most men don't operate from that position. Most guys.
There you go. There you go. He said it. There you go. Once again, we are in control. Everything. everything that's in the world and how it is now is because of men, because of strong men and weak men, right? It's because of men. Like he said, some of you guys are so weak you can't control your sexual desire. You validate these chicks when they do go out and wear and be hoes and all this stuff. You validate their actions by approving of it and engaging in the activity. So you are validating it. Like this guy, Myron. And that's the only way he can support his ideas, is saying that, well, men, we must engage and get a lot of lays to up our skill level. Because if he doesn't say that, then he's just left with a ridiculous argument. Because it takes two to build this world that we're in now. Like, it's women couldn't even be sluts if they wanted to, if it wasn't for men effing them, you know. Simple. So there's a large portion of men who are engaging and validating their actions.
But that's our fault. Like,
Of course. But what I'm saying is that, being realistic here, most men aren't monogamous by choice. Sorry, they're not celibate by choice. Most guys are celibate involuntarily. That's why they call them incels. Literally, the term incel is based on most guys' inability.
But do you feel like also, do you think this makes men happier having sex with women?
What was that?
Do you think men are happier having a bunch of sex with women?
I like this guy. He has this little streaming pod with him, but you can tell he's prepared his talking points, and he's a pretty good talker. These are the guys he should be talking to, not chicks who have broken English and know little about America, you know, or, I mean, these are the guys he should be debating on a regular basis. Educated, well put together, informed, and knowledgeable men.
You think men are happier having sex with a bunch of women?
Yeah. I think if a guy can actually accomplish his sexual strategy, which is he has side chicks and a main girl or two, I think that is what most guys would dream for, but most guys can't pull it off. And I'll give you an example of this. So my good friend Andrew Tate, right? One of the reasons he blew up and went so viral is because he lives a lifestyle that most men want to emulate. A bunch of women, fast cars, millions of dollars, etc. So he didn't blow up for no reason, right? Obviously he's charismatic and stuff too, but he's living a lifestyle that many men want, and he's honest about it, right? Most guys want that lifestyle, they just can't be honest about it. So I think his success is testament to men's true desires if they had the ability to do so.
Okay, so like about 5 years ago, I was living that life myself, and I was
Yeah, say it, homie. Yeah. See, I'm glad he came on, because he's about to drop something for you guys. He's about to let you know, man, he found Christ. I guarantee it. Watch.
completely depressed. And then I've obviously changed my life the past 5 years. Obviously, I don't go around having sex with women. I'm way happier. I treat women with respect. So I just
but you made the choice, right?
I made the choice.
Okay,
yes.
That's key. That is the fundamental, because you're in a position where you made that choice and you're at peace. Fine, I'm all good with that. But for most men, they don't make that choice, man.
Yeah, but
they don't make that choice.
Yeah, but the men who can get whatever they want, if we could like not go into our flesh and be like, hey, I'm going to set a good example for the rest of the men, women. It would help society a lot. Like people, do you not think that you're hurting society by having sex with a bunch of women?
What's up?
My phone called you. Oh, no, I probably left a voice message.
Well, the thing is that society's already cooked. So the way I look at it is, at this point, you need to have the sexual experience to be able to identify the women that are worthy. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because since so many girls are hooking up casually and doing all this 304 shit, if you don't get your feet wet and be able to identify these women, what's going to happen is your sexual inexperience will put you in a position where you're dealing with a girl that you don't know is a hoe, and then she ruins your life later.
Yeah, but like, for instance, I go to the club, I go to Sugar, right? I go to Sugar, I go in the club, I pick up.
Like right now.
I pick up some women,
Yeah.
and I get the status, having a good night. My next move isn't, oh, I'm going to take them home, right? Like, you can stop there. You can get all the status you want and stop there, and then have respect for yourself, have respect for the woman, and be like, hey, I'm not going to take you home and have sex with you.
So are you familiar? So I actually talk about this. I don't know if you're familiar with my.
And I love when he say that, because this is perfect. This is the exact guy we needed. Like I said on the last live, you don't necessarily have to sleep with a woman to understand her better. I mean, it's just one aspect of a relationship. It's literally like 10 minutes worth of experience, 20 if you're good. Like, that's it. It's not everything. What should be highlighted more is getting to know her best friends, her family, her life experiences, being in different situations with her, seeing how, testing her loyalty, her ability to have children and relate to you and your friends, and be coachable. These are the things that mean a lot more than just her open up her legs. Like, there are plenty of women that will open their legs willingly for you. That doesn't mean you're good at it. A lot of you guys sleep with chicks who a lot of you guys sleep with girls who don't necessarily care about intimacy or sex. That doesn't mean you won, right? She could be getting over her ex, and she's like, I want to sleep with a guy tonight. And she decides to hit you up on Tinder or at the club, and you think you won. You think you're good. You think your experience went up, when it was just a walk in the park. She already wanted to do it. She didn't make any effort to do it with you. She didn't get through your walls or your barriers. You didn't get through hers. So where's the skill in that? That's something to think about.
Content, but I tell guys, get a late count of at least 50 so you get out your system. What you're referring to is getting it out of your system.
I did a lot.
That's
back
fine.
in the day. Yeah.
But see, you're able to get to that position through experience, and now you have the mental clarity. Most men don't get that benefit. Does that make sense?
It does.
Sometimes you need to experience something to realize that it ain't worth the fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to comprehend how, though, I'm just trying to comprehend how it's gonna make things better, I guess. Like, it just doesn't sound like that's
it's the new
solution.
normal. It's the new normal. It's literally the new normal now. So like, guys have to kind of acclimate to what's going on. It's empty anyway. You can just throw it out. Guys got to deal with what is versus what should at this point, right? So that like, when I dispense the advice I'm giving, I understand that it's not 100% spot on, but based on the current environment that we're in the dating marketplace, this is the best way that men need to move with the way women move now. I wish it was.
Yeah, and he's trying. Like, I don't think what they're doing is really that bad. Like, he has an argument, like, he has a position. He's trying his best to change things. I just don't think it's the most effective way. But it's a market. No one has done this before, and it's viral. It's content. I don't necessarily think it's the best way to do it. I mean, we all, like the guys at the top, we know what's up. We know clear as day what has to be done, and it won't change. It's always been like this, and it'll always be this way. Just the internet is making it seem more common than it is. I'm sorry, it's speeding things up. It's making it more available. Like, for example, I talk a lot about online dating, getting matches, because I believe truly it's the most effective way to experience and date the most remarkable women in your lifetime. Why? Because it speeds up dramatically your reference experiences. Instead of you waiting till Saturday and Sunday to go out, you can talk to girls on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, literally like 10, 20 girls if you really wanted to. Literally. You don't have to wait till the weekend and go to a club where, oh my god, I thought it would be lit, but it's dead. It's only like 2 girls in there that are average. And you stand around for 3 hours, you finally see a girl you like, and you talk to her. Guys, like, the amount of reference experience is not sex. it's the reference experience, like he said. I mean, he didn't directly say it, but it's very close to what he was trying to say. It's, you can get all the reference experience you need. You can get 90% of the reference, 99% of the reference experience without sleeping with her. You can go out, you can talk, you can chat, you can build some confidence, you can do this, you can do that without sleeping with her. You can gain much of your knowledge about women, and you can build your confidence and date the way you want by simply doing everything just like how he said. You don't have to sleep around. I mean, if anything, you're just opening yourself up to more vulnerabilities. Like, that's a vulnerability. Being in the bedroom with a chick, laying up with a chick. I've had so many times growing up where I was at, that sleeping with a girl, laying up with a chick was the most vulnerable and the most easiest way to get a guy when he's not paying attention. Catch a guy with his pants down, blow his brains out, rob him, whatever, when he's laid up with a chick.
It was 1955, and we can go back to, you know, the traditional situation, but most women aren't traditional. So therefore, you gotta move differently. And she's gotta earn that tradition from you now.
I see your point. I see where you're coming from, but
I believe most women are traditional. Most women are traditional. Well, like I said, the algorithms and everyone is pushing more chicks who are not, because it's new, it's different, it's content. Content equals money. It's not reality, it's content.
But do you not think if we, all guys like you know, people who, you know, that can get girls whenever they want, right? Just say, hey, we're not gonna have sex anymore. I'm gonna still have status in clubs and whatnot. I'm gonna hang out with girls all the time, but I'm gonna cut the line off of being like, hey, I'm not having sex with you because like you have to deserve it.
But that comes after experience. That comes after you realize that most women, you know, like, are useless outside of sex. Like, that comes after experience.
I guess I just disagree, but appreciate it.
All right, no worries, brother.
Yeah.
Can I get another one of those? Yeah.
I like that guy. I would love to sit down with him and chat. He's definitely on the right path. He's definitely a believer in Christ, and he's definitely on the right path as far as learning this stuff, because he has a holistic view. And once again, he's in touch with reality. He's not approaching these discussions through content.
All right.
You can tell he actually has some experience debating too.
Oh, and guys, shout out to DPG, by the way. Shout out to DPG. You guys are going to get better audio right now because he did some things in the back for me. So, again, bring back slut shaming is the topic, or Israel is a threat to America. Those are the two topics, guys. So, go ahead.
I think women need a wake-up call, but I also think most men need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Most men kind of lack that dominant point of view, I think. People, they settle for what they can get.
Yep.
But I also think most men lack uniqueness. Like, what kind of differentiates you from other men, you know? That's why I feel like most women cheat and slut out like that.
Well, like I said, I think the reason why these problems arise is simply because women, their standards are too damn high.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
think
feel like
that's-
they're mostly delusional, right?
Yeah, they're fucking delusional. I mean, I can confidently say after talking to 3,700 women that a majority of women are fucking delusional, bro. It's actually nuts. Like, if you ask the average girl, pull any girl like from the red street, hey, what type of guy do you want? They're gonna describe a dude that's 6 foot plus, 100K per year.
And who did that come from? Where did that came from? Men pushing this shit out on social media, pulling up in these cars, these jets, blasting it out on social media, on Instagram and TikTok, making these girls subscribe to that, making them. We're not like showing them, we're making them. And they have teams of people pushing and marketing them, their Instagrams and social medias, to get those specific girls' attention and to directly make them want to fly out to them, sleep with them, based on this value system.
All this shit. They're all looking for a top 1% guy. And the crazy part is, they're not just looking for him. They demand him, and they think they deserve it.
But
That's
the thing is, they
crazy
don't
part.
bring shit to the table. Exactly.
There you go, my friend.
I agree with you here on everything.
Now, they will call us a misogynist for saying that, though, and they don't want to hear it, though. So like, on this side of the internet, we know this. on their side of the internet, they don't know this. They don't know.
For
They're
sure,
watching
that's why-
fucking Love Island and the Real World season 27, right? They're watching reality TV. They don't hear none of this shit, you know?
Yeah, I also kind of want to say media kind of promotes this type of propaganda for sure, and women like to intake it and all that and kind of, you know, make it their personality. Like
Yeah.
they see it as role modeling.
Well,
Like,
the thing
see
is
them as
that
role-
the reason why they do that is because it's easier to market to women than men. Women
Exactly.
control the majority of the debt, and they control a majority of the spending. So marketers almost always target females in their ads. And we saw this with Gillette a couple of years ago. They got a huge backlash for like talking about toxic masculinity, despite the fact that they sell men's razors. And that right there, I would say, is one of the turning points where I realized, holy shit, the entire marketing industry is designed for women, even for male products. So that's how gynocentric societies become, where the female way of thinking and the female perspective is more important than the male perspective. Right?
Exactly. All right.
So, and this is why we've ended up with all these stupid Marvel woke movies, you know, Dylan, whatever that Transformer is, you know, trying to sell beer. Like, we go with the progressive side that's going to be more appealable to women. That's how much we've lost track of society.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. I feel like the old ways, men being the leaders in the relationship while the women kind of follow the men, is something beautiful. I don't really think women should be like, you know, trying to go out on their own and everything. I feel like it's a respectable thing as a man to find a woman and take care of her.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know
agree.
why they just don't fuck with that.
Telling you, bro. Well, they fuck with it, but they want you to do all that, but they can still behave like
But
they're
they can
single.
do whatever they
Yes,
want. Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
They want all that, but
I've
they
had that
still want to be able
experience.
to behave. Yep,
Yeah, I've
exactly.
had that
You get it,
experience
bro.
for sure.
You
All
get
right.
it.
All
All right. So, Bills, you said you need to do something.
Yeah, guys, it's, if you look at the dating game as a competitive sport, just life in general is resources. There's 10 other guys that want that same girl as you. Okay, so you want to use everything you could to your advantage to gain
So I'm out there ready to go.
hang on, wait. I'm busy right now.
Okay, I gotta go to work.
I'm busy right now.
Okay, no, I'm seeing what you need to do. Because I gotta go to work. And I'm gonna need my car because most likely...
Well, get it.
No.
Here, it's right here. I'm busy.
Okay, no, that's what I was
If
trying
you
to-
need me, then text me or call
You
me.
need to go to the house.
Because I'm busy right now. Stop talking. No,
Okay,
no.
okay. Just in case you do, you can always bring you up the street. I'm gonna try not to...
Right now we're okay, real quick, guys. We're doing a quick little thing. While I can still talking shit. Okay, so yeah, guys. The two prompts are Israel's a threat to America, and bring back slut shaming. These are the two topics. Just to rehash, because we got a bigger crowd here, and you guys can actually fucking hear me. I don't watch TV. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, Dragon Ball Z. It was what? Oh, he said it was most likely written by a Jew. No.
For themselves.
Yeah.
I think one thing I disagree with is just how you stated that statement, but also I have a few questions for you in terms of like, why do you think women tend to dress the way they do and how you're saying they dress?
For attention.
For attention, right? So do you think that it's primarily just the woman's fault or the society's fault, as in men are weak and they fall to their lusts and desires? Isn't it a problem that's both, like, on both sides, where men are like becoming less weak, but they're becoming more weak with their self-control and desire? And I think you were just
Yeah, I mean, it takes two. These guys are saying some real stuff. Is what we need to hear. Gonna take a short break. The connection seems to be running a lot smoother. I made some adjustments with the technical issues we had on the last live, so everything seemed to be running smooth. Take a small little break. Probably even switch up this video. I said enough about this. Yeah, I'll probably actually hop back off for just a bit, come back on later. Probably do a join live with some female friends and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions or comments, do so in the comment section, and hit the like button. If you enjoyed something like this, I'll make sure I do it again. KT from Top Level Dating. Be sure to check out the website,